The time of Woodstock, anti-war riots, underground press, the demise of the Beatles. And Australia's former junior backstroke champion, Rolf Harris, is at the very peak of his powers.
I'm Jake the Beg, diddle-diddle-diddle-dum, with the extra leg, diddle-diddle-diddle-dum. Wherever I go through rain and snow, the people always let me know. More excitement from Sandy Shore and a song for Europe today. And there's Shore Schlick, the Morgan James duo, and Del Shannon from the USA. All together now. Wow, sing Matilda, you come and walk, sing Matilda with me. Sunrise, bringing the morning. Sunrise, bringing the morning. Spreading all the light all around.
Even though the Rolfmeister now seems trapped in a kind of light entertainment limbo, it's so easy to forget that his position at the very top of the show business tree was won not with altar cue and ease, but by the hard-working sweat of his brow. Yeah, you tell your kids that this thing wasn't always a presenter's medium. Once we had entertainers.
Thanks for doing that groundwork there and handing over to me. Hey, keep it hopping all nice and bright. Right, here goes show number 3. All together now, time to kangaroo down spot. Primitive cover.
You know, it's strange, but if you ask, most people know where they were when Kennedy was shot or man walked on the moon. And yet, when did you first see Rolf Harris? That's a tough one. In fact, he made his mark as a walk-on during a Movietone news filler.
London's Royal Academy, and paintings by the score arriving to be appraised for the summer exhibition. Everyone paints nowadays, including chimpanzees, so why not a poodle?
Even then, the beard. It's curious how few television beards have lasted the course. As a young boy, Rolf's chin fascinated me. I remember Christmas '64. I asked my dad if there was such a thing as my first beard from Fisher-Price. And for years, I thought the didgeridoo was merely an extension of that wonderful lunatic fringe. Of course, it wasn't. It was simply one tool in the bizarre musical arsenal with which Rolf Harris has widened our narrow island horizons. The reason none of Rolf's less conventional instruments caught on is that he made them so completely his own. For instance, had Jimi Hendrix turned to one of these for inspiration, people would have accused him of being just another Rolf Harris. Yet curiously, without something in his hands, Rolf struggled.
Oh, hey, that reminds me. A fella comes into a pub, he's got a broken arm, it's in a sling, and he's got this sleeve, of course, in, but this one's swinging free, the coat buttoned underneath the sling there like that. He walks in, buys a drink, swings round, knocks the fella's glass over. Chap says, "Here, you knocked me beer over with the sleeve there." Well, he said there's no harm in it.
Did you notice the little bit of business after the tagline there? Sort of, sorry, did I just say something quite crazy? Such frenetic pantomime was soon stored in depth. If Rolf's verbal delivery was a tad slapdash, it was because he itched to work with the material he knew best, canvas. Until Rolf Harris, painting on TV, was synonymous with singing about architecture.
In a lot of these letters, people say, do you have something drawn in that you follow when you do these paintings? Well, the truth of the matter is it would take twice as long to trace something as it does to do it freehand. I'll show you what I mean. Well, that's too high.
Forget that line, that's out. Cancel that line. I was going to tell you what I'm drawing, but I'll let you work it out for yourself.
As with his unique brand of instrumentation and song, this Aussie maverick soon convinced us that watching his paint dry was exactly what John Logie Baird had in mind when he legged it down to the patent office.
A couple of old fence posts. A broken one. Line up. A little bit of wire there like that. Post here.
Yeah, well, let's come forward a few years to find that what Talkies did for Al Jolson, colour TV did for Rolf's act.
Now, if I put some fence posts in across here like this, with a bit of shadow in there. Shall we do some fence posts? And we'll put this last one here, will be just in the water there like that. And, hey-ho-ho-ho. What? What's this supposed to be? A painting, you dozy devil.
Keeping his artistic powder dry, Rolf would use a good 4 or 5 minutes airtime, giggling, squiggling, tantalising. What was he painting this week? Then, at the crucial moment, he'd add a little light, a little shade, and... Oh, I see now. Come and look. Well, I never. What's your name? What is that? Given the size of his brushes and the pressure of TV, it was a dazzling skill. Then, painting done, he would stand and sing in front of it.
Let's see the pride of the Kellys, Ned, my son, my son. Ride like a Kelly with your head held high, and die like a Kelly, Ned, if you must die.
Rolf Harris is a branch of show business all on his own, absolutely without peer. His career seems to have been one long, irresistible party piece. Even so, I find something essentially serious about him. After all, no matter how shallow, nobody sets out to threaten Bruce Forsyth, or Led Zeppelin for that matter, with an act based on Aboriginal tribes music and 8 tins of emulsion. Ha! Rolf Harris, a rebel after all.
Did you think I would leave you dying? There's room on my horse for 2. Climb up here, Joe will soon be flying back to the ranks so blue. Come on, go. Can you feel, Joe, I'm all a-tremble? Perhaps it's the battle's noise, but I think it's that I remember when we were 2 little boys.